fingers, hold on tight. Here comes Armageddon's bite. Candle bullet, twist and turn. Feel the power as you learn. Jump rolls rising like the sun. Front press heavy, gotta run. Side pressure moves so fast. Fight for glory, make it last. Smash to the back, case the mass. Back pressure strong, never pass. Break on tension, feel the pain. Push through when it's in the vein. Hold your ground, don't give in. Feel the fire deep within. In the arena, battles rage. Strength and spirit break the cage.
We're live, buddy. We're live.
We're live.
How's it going? So
It is going good.
yeah, so just did they announce it? Jumping right into something, no one knows what we're talking about. Did they announce any of the other matches on March 15th?
Not from what I've seen. Just let me see. Possibly.
I mean, we'll know more after tomorrow, because Groot and Harold both hold tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be kind of something to watch for.
Yeah,
they announced it yesterday, March 15th. Number one right hand, 176 ranking in Idaho, RJ Harold and Alexander Groot.
Wow, that's a quick turnover, man. But he does got to do one a month, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're asked to go down again in a month or two. So depending on how we pull, right? So yeah.
Don't want to flex on my arm hurt. Too strong for my own body, man.
Well, honestly, I've gotten so bad now, like I can't.
Power.
I don't have the bicep, but I can't even pinch my skin on my forearm. It's so tight.
Yeah, mine's getting there.
I can't pinch anything. Like I can't even pinch skin on this flex. Yeah. So I do a lot of form shit.
Mass.
Yeah. So okay, so Harold, he's pulling tomorrow, so we'll see how he does, and see how Groot holds up against Jake Houston.
Yeah.
People in the chat now. Hey everyone. Oh, Francis is in the chat too. Hey Francis. Yeah. Francis asked, I think he's going, or he asked me if I was going tomorrow. He wanted to tag along. I was thinking about going because it does sound like a good time, but picked a good weekend not to, especially if they're having weather like that. Francis asked, I think he's going. He asked me if I was going. I was reading the chat too. So. But yeah, and then RVJ landed. Seen that little thing. Yeah, he was nice and happy, so that's good. We'll see.
Yeah.
See how that all turns
out. Unfortunate. That's a good thing, but one unfortunate thing is, unfortunately, Andrew Quintana isn't able to.
I seen that. He said he got
pretty sick. He was saying.
I know. Somebody was kind of mean. They're like lame. They're like, "Oh, hope you get better though."
He wouldn't have.
He wouldn't pull out. He wouldn't pull out.
It's probably heavily affecting him.
Oh yeah.
He's probably not able to breathe very well with sinus infection. If you can barely breathe, man, you can't perform, right?
Yeah. No, believe me, I know that one. Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
See that? That's a question. It's not something sexual, but it's
I was gonna say, whoa.
Yeah. No, I printed. It's a carbon fiber shift knob for my Integra.
Oh, okay.
I made it. I printed it last night with carbon
That's
fiber.
Cool.
Yeah. Because someone broke in my car, stole my Dub 7 and my Phoenix Gold amp, and took my shift knob. Yeah, at the shop. Yeah. Yeah. Dakota versus Jonathan Mercer's coming up. Yeah, I seen that. 2 weeks. 2 weeks after tomorrow. So he's gonna be busy. I hope he does. He's young, he'll recover quick, but
I don't
know about training.
I don't know much about Mercer, really.
You know what? He's strong early.
Well, Dakota's one of those guys that can pull out the backside win very easily.
Oh, I agree.
He's a guy out to capitalize very quickly.
I think Dakota's favored in that match, actually. I do. It just depends. Like Jonathan, like I said, I've seen him really strong, like right away. But he pulls like 2, 3, 4 classes all the time, right? So he usually gets really tired. By the time he tries to pull supers, he's just like hasn't got nothing left. But I seen him fresh, and he is really, really strong. So I think all Dakota's really got to do, if there is a little bit of strength imbalance, Dakota's just got to just bleed him a little bit, and then I think maybe Jonathan gets around. I mean, who knows? He's been trained. I haven't seen him pull in a long time. He could have got a lot better and better endurance by now too. So I don't really know. But from what I used to see of Jonathan, he would pull like a madman, but like just run out of arm. He just runs out of arm. So we'll see. It's a good one though. It's a good one.
I'm excited to see it. But yeah, like you were saying, Dakota's got his hands full tomorrow.
Yeah, just tomorrow. That's the one I'm worried about. Yeah. No, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully his game plan is training, and I hope, whatever he decided to do, he perfected it and it works. Right? Because sometimes we plan things and then we got to have a plan B and C because we get to the table, we feel something different. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I've had it where I planned it all out. Oh, if I get him, I'm doing this. Then I get him and it's not what I thought at all. Like what I visualized and what I feel is two different things sometimes, right? So it's one of those.
Some people, you got to stay more in their hands. Some people, you got to stay more on their arm. And if you don't know, you might just get plowed to the finish and be like, I had that, but I
didn't
put the pressure in the wrong place, put it in their power, right?
Yeah. Because some guys you got to be right in the fingers, but there's other guys where, you want to go right palm to palm, like you're right. Everyone's so different. I know that
you gotta be good to react.
Yeah. Well, we only got there's only 6 matches at the event we're going to, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to get a list for the MABC matches and then cover those.
Be good to go off the list, yeah. I don't remember the order. I remember a lot of the matches, but
I see the main card. There's 4 matches on the main. Like it's all one card, but like I'll call it the under and then the main, right?
Yeah.
It's all in the same broadcast, but just have the undercard and then I keep finding the main, but I can't find the undercard anyway.
Yeah. I'm heavily cheering for Jake Houston now too. Yeah. It was really good.
That'll be a good match.
I'm glad he came on the pod, man, because you know what?
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, I'm a huge fan now. Like he's a very passionate arm wrestler.
Yeah, I had to leave early. Where not too early.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, but that interview, I actually liked it. It was actually it's what I want out of when we have a guest on. That's the kind of shit I want.
Okay, so we'll start that then. Jake Houston and Alexander Groot, they have a match.
Yeah, they sure do.
That'll be good.
I've been watching both of them. I think it's gonna be a grinder, to tell you the truth. I think Alexander Groot is gonna pull in. He's just gonna pull like a madman, and he is very fundamental in different ways. So I think he might, if Jake does what I think he's gonna do, I think Alexander, this Groot kid, I think he can hang in there. So it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a banger. Man.
The thing is, like Alexander Groot has so much fundamental strength. He's not sure what to do with it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, like it probably takes, I don't know, it could take an arm wrestler 10 years to really know 100% their whole entire system, right? Maybe longer, maybe a little less, I don't know. But until he figures it out, he just has so much raw power that it's daunting. It looks like it'd be pretty daunting to try to get through him because his hand's strong, his arm's strong, everything about him's strong, right?
Oh, you're right.
So I think Jake is. I think Jake has the better mentality going into it. Like he's not relying on pure
not overconfident either.
He's not relying on pure confidence, and I don't know if Groot is. I'm just saying from what I've seen, the way he pulls, he should be confident, right?
Yeah, Groot was he didn't say much really. I mean, when he was on the pod, he basically just said, "Listen, I'm going to give it my everything."
He looks strong, man. Yeah. I don't think he needs to worry too much. I think as long as he follows his game plan, he'll have a really good shot of winning. I think Jake has to be the one who's playing more attention.
Yeah,
I think this one could go either way.
I think this is one that Jake, if he lost it, it would be on Jake. Yeah, I think he's just got to be perfect and do what he does.
Yeah,
and
I
he should
think
be
if
the
Jake
favorite.
makes the right moves, yeah, he'll be able to out arm wrestle Alex. But if it comes down to just power versus power,
Yeah, then I don't know. Yeah,
and
yeah,
sometimes, to be honest, sometimes you don't have a choice.
you're
Sometimes they
right.
force it to be about power, you know, because they're
I
strong
don't.
enough to make it about power. If someone's strong enough to just get the wrist
Mhm.
contact with you and make it about
Yeah,
power,
especially when they make it that way. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you gotta play it by their rules at that point.
Well, yeah. I mean, watching Jake pull, he's I don't know, he's pretty methodical in
Yeah,
the setup, and he usually I didn't see him not. He usually comes away pretty nice after the go. Like against most people I've seen him pull. Like the video footage that's out there, it's I mean, he looks like a very established top roller. So
I'm gonna skip the next match that's on here
mm,
because it's the Dalton
we
Waller
don't.
Eric Quintana. We don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's gonna be a substitute for that. So,
Mm-mm.
uh, Dan Grozalak and RJ Harold.
Yeah, that one I'm curious about big time now too.
I am curious. This is going to tell a lot. If
Yeah.
RJ runs through him, he might have it might be a match with Crew.
Well, RJ, he's only been pulling 2 years, and I haven't seen a lot of them. And Groot, like, yeah, he's gonna pull Groot after this. Yeah, so I'm hoping to see him just ace. I want to see him. I want to see what he can do. Yeah, I'm
I've
really
seen him
curious.
pull a few times there. He looks like he knows what he's doing.
Oh
So
yeah. Well, he's dialed in. You can tell. Yeah.
I'd probably give RJ the advantage in this one.
Hmm.
But
Now,
I'm not. I think Dan's probably the stronger guy from what I've seen from Dan. I've seen and Dan. Actually, I don't know who I give the favor to now that I really think about it. That Dan guy's pretty crazy.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's determination. I think this is more of a match of determination than much. I think if they get locked in the strap, it'll just be about who has the more willpower. But outside the strap, I'm going to give RJ the advantage, just the way he pulls.
Hmm.
Better style. He's not hanging on as much, I don't think.
Hmm. Yeah.
But in the strap, I think honestly could go either way. Just because strap, it's so hard to know when it goes in the strap because it is so much more about power than it was
Oh yeah,
before.
because sometimes in the strap technique gets eliminated. Like there is times when
Right?
the power,
There's so
if the
many times.
power's, mhm.
Not even it's not even necessarily a power thing for me. Sometimes like when I get in the strap, just the fact that the strap's on, I can't do the same techniques because the techniques I was doing aren't strap techniques. So I
Sure.
have to change my whole.
Well, it's totally different. Yeah,
Oh,
and
it's totally different.
my first year of pulling, I did a lot of no straps, and then when I get in straps, I was getting beat by people that I shouldn't be getting beat by. Um, all because I was trying to pull the same way that in straps that I did out of straps. I didn't. Took me a long time to realize that it's not even the same. Like nothing's the same about pulling in straps. You know what I mean? So, you know, once I figured that out, then my strat game started getting strong, right? So. And I think for some people, especially people in clubs where they don't train a lot of straps, that I don't understand. Like I think, you gotta, like if we
Straps are
grip up,
important.
we'll do out of straps, and then as soon as we slip, we just put the strap
I
on.
will say there's a benefit to understanding like you'll understand the dimensions of the arm wrestling better without the strap because
Mhm.
as long as you and
You
the
should
other
do
person
both.
are talking and you're not just blasting back and
Yeah.
forth. But I will say this: if I really lock in, I could be pretty good in the strap. But really, where I'm good in the strap is because I'm good in the setup in the strap, not
Mhm.
necessarily good at pulling in the strap. I'm good at getting a good setup in the strap, mainly from pulling Dakota so much and him
Mhm.
just fighting
For
for
that
the
height.
setup so much, right?
Yeah.
So I'm good at I'm good at the setup in the strap. Like I would say I'm pretty good. But once if I
I've
if,
seen you
if I
hit
don't
in the
get very
strap
much off
too.
the go, it becomes a bit of a fuck up
Yeah. Well, the
because
strap,
I don't know.
I can see you being really
I'm
good
able
with the
to
strap.
switch. Yeah, I'm able to switch from wrist to like knuckle to fingertips on the fly when there's no strap, and it kind of fucks with the opponent. Whereas in the strap, I can't do that. If I
Yeah,
do that, I just give up the whatever I'm coming away from it. I just give it all up.
but your press is nighttime different in the strap than out of the strap too. Like your press is really, I felt it where I've like, let you just get right into it. And when you're strapped up and you got that bind too, and that's pretty, I don't know if you can mimic that out of the strap. Like,
Probably not, but I don't know if
yeah.
I can press that hard anymore. It's been so long.
I know what you mean. You will. In the heat of the moment, you'll find out. It's just right now you have like a little switch in practice and maybe you're not, you know what I mean? But
That's fair.
every time I feel you, you're strong, you're strong. So, we always have a different opinion about ourselves, right? So,
Well, next match here we got Levi Nagel and Logan Anderson, the torque wrench.
I think I give it to Logan, but that's just me because Logan's so damn
The
static.
left hand match, right?
Well, Logan's left is just statically stupid.
Very good. It's very
Like
good.
Levi takes his hand, then he's got a good shot. But if he doesn't take Logan's hand or get a lot of
This
it,
could be really good.
I just think Logan's
Really
just gonna go Shaq Diesel to the side. You know what I mean?
From what I've seen, Logan has just like a raw, like you said, diesel, just boom.
Yeah. Just
If you don't completely stop him off the go, like if you don't take control off the go, yeah, he's going there. You have to have control. If you don't, he's going to take. He doesn't. The thing is, I don't think he needs control. Is why. If you
no, he
don't,
just
if
takes
he
you.
hasn't established control yet, he doesn't need to establish it. He doesn't have to fight for it. He can just fucking go.
It just goes. Yeah. Every time I
That's the
see him going
problem.
sideways, he just goes sideways. Yeah.
So I give this one to Logan because of that. Mainly because he doesn't have to be as careful and stuff. I mean, he should be, but I
Mhm.
think his hand and in size lets him be more forgiving than Levi. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't count Levi out, especially because, like you said, if he gets turned up, where's he
Yeah.
going now? This way?
Yeah.
He's not gonna move his arm backwards down to the pad. He doesn't have this
Yeah.
strength, right? It's the whole opposite strength at
Yeah.
that point. So it's not impossible. But I do give Logan the advantage.
Yeah. I'm giving him the edge on it too.
I don't know what percentage or anything. I just say I give him the advantage.
I might go
I don't
60-40.
know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've seen Logan pull in
Plus, he's
person a
such
few
a nice
times. I've
guy.
only
He's
seen
such a
Levi
nice
pull.
guy too. He's such a good guy. Yeah. One of the most politest guys
Oh,
I've ever met.
100%.
Yeah, he's one of the politest guys I've ever met, honestly. Like,
Okay. Next match here. I don't know these guys too much, but we'll touch on one of them a little
Yeah,
bit here. The Nathan Johnson versus Robert Petley,
yeah.
left hand. Nathan Johnson. I don't know this match. I honestly don't know.
I'm just
Robert
gonna
looks
say
big.
Nathan.
Robert looks massive.
He looks massive, but I've watched some footage now with Nathan because of like looking at Clifton's events and shit, and
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That Nathan guy's a beast in the hook, though. Like,
So here's the thing. I'm going to give Nathan the advantage, and I'll tell you why. We flop over a couple. Nathan is going against Dustin Finley.
I know.
I know it's right hand, not left hand, but still, if you're at Dustin Finley's league, right or left hand, I'm going to say you're the
Finley's
favorite.
a powerhouse. Yeah,
That's what I mean. So I'm going to say you're the favorite. So I'm going to give Nathan the favorite on that match. Sorry, Petley. You might have. I said you're massive though, so that he might win off the massiveness. His forearm looked like his wrist and his forearm was one solid kind of conjoined twin.
Yeah, yeah. He might just have a short forearm.
Yeah.
Guys with short forearms. I mean, I always.
That could work for him. Chop it in really easy, right?
Yeah.
You drinking a Red Bull?
Red Bull.
Oh, I thought I saw you with a Red Bull.
Oh no, I was still holding this thing. This
Oh.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, and then
Okay,
I
well,
had a
Nathan
red
Johnson
lighter.
and Dustin. Oh, red lighter. That makes more sense. Who do you
Yeah.
got, Dustin or Nathan?
Who is this one?
Dustin Finley and Nathan Johnson.
I'm gonna say Dustin.
I'm gonna say Dustin.
I'm gonna say because
That's an easy one there, Dustin.
yeah, I think so because he's raw. Yeah, I think listen, I've seen him pull now. We've seen him pull. I've been watching his training. I think I see the holes. I see tons of holes, but I don't know this other guy, and even non-biased, I'd say Dustin, and then biased, I'm going to say Dustin because I want him to win. Because if I happen to beat him, it'd be nice for him to have another big win under his belt. Oh, I don't want him to lose. Yeah. So.
Well, no, you want to see your opponents win that way. It makes your win better.
That's
right. So
Yeah.
I know we covered this one. We covered this whole event a couple weeks ago as well. We're just kind of touching quick here, but the Weston Teppo and the Sam Gitlin, I don't really know those guys.
I don't know them. I'm going for Weston. I'm going for Weston. Yeah. He's the Montana boy I know, so I'm going to pick him.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll save the big match for second, or I'll save it for last actually. So we'll jump to Jordan still has 2 matches, one against
Yep.
Leif Sorensen, and then
Yep.
one against Joe Fear.
Yep.
I think honestly, this is a hard one to call. Because Jordan Sill is the real deal.
He
Tried,
is.
tested, proven, right?
He's pulled recent though. Did you watch his last match?
I didn't.
I did. He pulled like a month and a half ago. Yeah.
Okay. Crazy good guy. His forearm is actually, I think, bigger than his bicep on Jordan Sill.
Yeah. His hands really.
His hand is thick and meaty.
Yeah.
The big thing with Joe and Leif, what they gotta do is they gotta be very careful because I think Jordan should have the favorite over both of them on paper.
Them, yeah.
If you look on paper, Jordan definitely.
Yeah.
Now, if you go by us seeing them, and I haven't seen Jordan Sill, but I've seen them in action, they're good.
Oh yeah.
I'd be surprised if Jordan could flash pin either of them. I'd be very surprised if he could flash pin them. I'd be super surprised. These guys are really tough. But I don't know if it gets drug out super long. What I know is usually the longer the arm wrestler, like you've been arm wrestling, the better your endurance for arm wrestling, right? To a huge degree from what I've seen, like massive degree.
Yeah.
Probably because you can take more and more force, right? More and more to the point where if you're just taking medium force, you can go all day.
Yeah.
It'll take you 2 hours of heavy force to get you blown, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think if these guys play the cards right and make it quick and make it snappy and very explosive, it could go Montana's way.
Oh, it could. And I think it works out right too, because listen, if it was Joe versus Jordan Wright, I would give Jordan 100% win.
Yeah.
100%.
That's what it comes down to, right? It's these guys good arms.
You know. Yeah. And it's like
I'll be honest. You go first. You go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I seen Joe pulling Dale in the after pull when we were there, and Dale was ripping him like inside. So I mean, it doesn't mean nothing. It's just an after pull, but you know what I mean. I imagine that the strength level in Jordan is going to be a lot higher. Yeah, right. But I
My
did see
plan would be just keep the pressure. Keep the pressure out of his.
Keep it as much as you can, and just
keep the pressure as far away from him as you can. I don't know how you do it.
And maintain your hand.
Get it away from him. Basically, I think with Jordan, the back and forth matters more than the side to side. If they just try to blast off the bat and he pulls them back over, they're going to be working out here while he's working back here. Where if they try to pull him in first, I think they might have a good shot.
If they can do that, yeah. But
that's why this is why these are good matches, man.
Jordan's a back pressure hand, like he's a back pressure hand. Like he's not even, I wouldn't even say he's a side pressure guy. He's a crazy hand and back pressure, right?
Exactly. So if you just blast side
take that away
take you for a fucking ride.
Well, that's what I think too.
You got to neutralize him at back and forth. You don't have to beat him here, but you got to neutralize his attack here before you can do anything, right?
Yep.
There's a few guys we know that are like that, like Cody. Cody's really good at doing that, at bringing the pressure back. So when you try to go sideways, he turns you.
Yeah, because he's got a lot. Yeah, because he's got a lot of like a lot of drag. Yeah, I pull that way too. I like to pull that way too.
I think we're gonna do a watch party tomorrow for the event.
Yeah, I think so. I think I don't see why not.
And then big match here, Clifton and John.
Yeah, you know what? It's tough, right? Because John's our Canadian boy, but Clifton's become a pretty good friend too, right? So it's hard, right?
Yeah, he's supporting us. So I mean,
it's and they support us heavily. You know what I mean, in that part. So, yeah, Clifton's my boy in this one, and I like the underdogs anyway, right? But the thing is, my heart says one thing, right? And then my wants, and you know what I mean, everything else. So.
Yeah, I mean, John came on the podcast too, right?
Yes, he did. He did.
And he seemed like a great guy also. So it's hard to, but
yeah.
John's on a crazy win streak. I'll say that. And you know what they say is that what's worth more sometimes than anything else?
The loss.
your fluidity.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
If I'm always winning and I'm in that mind state and I have that I'm fluid on the table. I'm confident. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
nervous. I'm there. I'm almost always in a match. Do you know what I mean? Like my
Yeah,
mindset hasn't left that high.
yeah, yeah. There's no doubt in your head.
There's no
Yeah,
doubt. You know, okay, I know how to beat this. It's not a question of if I do. It's I do this, I win. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
you believe it 100%. That only comes from winning a bunch in a row. It's not going to
yeah,
come from you losing a fuck ton. You're not going to lose 10 times in a row. Be like, I know exactly how to win this next match
yeah.
perfectly.
You're
You
right.
might think you know, but like it's
Yeah,
different if you just beat 5 guys this way
yeah.
and you're getting better and better every time, and you see a good opponent coming up, but you can see how to pick them apart. You're going to be very confident. It's working. It's working. I'm getting better. This is my moment. It's the hype. You're building the momentum, right? Momentum's hard to stop
Yeah,
in
no, I agree.
science and in mentality.
Yeah, no, you're right because it goes on both sides, yours and your opponents. Yeah,
And it's if you already have the momentum, you're going into that match already with it. Whereas you're trying to stop the
true.
momentum if you're coming
Well, it's
from,
kind of the opposite thing with Clifton because Clifton's always the underdog and always seems to pull up the upset. So you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and that might work for Clifton because he's not getting any. It's not his mentality's not screwed. He's not thinking, "Oh,
Yeah,
this guy's real big. He's getting all these wins. I'm going to lose." He's thinking,
yeah,
"When I beat this guy, I'm going to show them I'm better than him." You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's right,
And
exactly.
that's what you need, right?
I know he trained like a madman. And if he can get some translation from his lifts to the table, which I'm pretty sure he's doing like their table lifts that he's doing, like arm wrestling lifts. I think he's going to be really strong. I think he'll be strong enough. It's just a matter of, like I said, with Clifton, he just needs to keep enough of his like faculties so he can just drive sideways. Right?
Clifton, if you're listening or if you see this, I would advise to like, if say if you lose round 1 and 2, seek help from someone who's like a hand specialist because if you're losing, it's probably in the hand. John's probably neutralizing your
That's
power
what
through
I
your
thought
hand
too.
because John's
Yep.
been doing a lot of hand shit recently, like heavy, and he's loving it.
Yeah.
So if you do start losing, he's turning you real palm up, or he's getting you real cranked over and turned over, or if he's turning you like that, find somebody in the room who's a hand specialist. You know, there's a few people who's going to be there. I mean, RVJ or Rob, both those guys could help you. I mean,
Yeah.
Dakota could probably help you. Freaking, let's see who else we got here. There's a few more guys, basically. Like either way, man, I would seek hand counsel because I don't think your arm's going to be what's failing. He's going to be, and if it looks like you're losing in the hook, it's because he's disconnecting you. He's pulling you away so you can't get any connection, right? And you got to somehow defeat his hand. You got to take something in the hand, right? I give John the advantage based off of statistics and that you know, but I'm not. But I'm. If John was coming off of a bunch of loss, if he just had a bunch of losses and he's going to this match, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the way I see it, it's close. I say it's close.
I think it's close too. And you know, John, yeah, he's on this winning streak, but sometimes you know what? A little loss here and there don't hurt you either. Right?
No, and I mean Clifton has the determination. It's just John is going to be hard to beat because it's a hand thing, man. Clifton has to make sure he maintains it. It's not. It might not be his choice either, right? If John's hands are so strong, he's going to have to try something drastic, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But that's what I mean. I think he can, even if he starts to lose his hand, I still think there's rights for him. I don't think he just loses that.
No,
I mean, if
and
he gets, like I said, if he's
impressed
completely
too.
palm up like this, he's going to make some adjustments ASAP.
I've seen Dustin Finley palm up against
Yeah,
Len Houghton, and he came back
yeah.
like this and pressed
Came
him.
back. It's not impossible. It's just you're fighting from a losing position. So, yeah, this is going to be a great match. I mean, I can't wait to watch it tomorrow. It's going to be good. Okay, and then Rob and Sandris. Rob and Sandris. I mean, if you're looking on paper, you got to look at what Sandris has achieved in the past 3 years, and you got to look at what Rob has achieved in the past 3 years. Rob has Rob got a win in the past 3 years?
One.
You got to win. Okay.
Ben
Okay.
Brooks. Ben Brooks.
You beat Ben Brooks. Okay. Sandris has had world title wins in the past 3 years.
Second to Reno Masick 2 years in a row too.
Yeah, and he was world champion left arm at some point.
Yeah, left arm. Yeah.
So, and I mean, this is
That was last year.
is this a right hand match?
It's a right hand match. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with the thing is what I've seen is Sanders's weakness seems to be someone who has a very strong center lane. Seems Sanders has a lot of good technique, but can't apply it once someone just has so much overwhelming force that they crunch down sideways like that.
Yeah, I know you
right?
mean.
And not in a press. I'm talking like that sideways.
Yeah.
This
Well, Reno was
kind of like a crunch.
Reno was pressing, but he does that. That's how he presses. So
he comes into the press like that. Right?
it's like
he
a
comes
hook.
like this and then finishes the top row. Right?
Yeah, no, he's in
crunch,
like
right?
he's hooking, but he's pressing. It's weird.
Yeah. Where I don't think Rob has. Rob is a lot
that.
more.
He's hand.
He's
top
hand
row.
and he's. I guess.
Oh, he did beat. I'm sorry, he did beat hit Alan Ford this year.
Yes, he beat Alan Ford. That's true. That's true. Yeah, Rob's more of like a dragging cup to the finish more than anything. And the thing is, Sanders is pretty good at pulling with his pronation loss. Like supinated, he's still pretty good.
He is, yeah.
So I'm giving the advantage to Sanders.
Well, I'm heavily favoring Sanders, but I kind of have this little piece of me that just wants to see Rob like do well. So
I favor Sanders, but I don't think that it's an easy win, and I don't think that only Sanders is going to win. I think Rob, if he loses a couple rounds and he really thinks about what's going on and he adjusts properly,
he gets fired up. He's got to get fired up.
The thing is, for Rob, maybe he'll see. I don't think he'll see this, but I think if he starts losing this match, I think the biggest thing that would help him. This is just my fortune telling. Is Riser. I think if he's losing this match, he's going to be dumped. Yeah. Really, really dumped when he's losing. Yeah. And I think if he were to fight the height, he'd be in a hell of a lot better position. That's going off of WAL.
Yeah.
Going off of it.
And I think we'll see with Rob too, because of his inactivity like the last 4 years. I think that's also because he's going about it wrong. Like now he's trying to get active again, but then he's going and pulling like the top guys, right? What he should do is go down a level and just get the groove on again, get your move down, build that confidence. Because he's already been there. He's already that good. But because he's been, you know what I mean? He's lacking it, right? So then he just hops right in and goes against Nugo and then Sandras and you know what I mean? And whoever else, Zurab. It's like he just has to humble himself, go down a little bit, get some wins, some W's, and then step it up. Then like go up like this, make your comeback about a progression. You know what I mean?
I don't know who he's trying to prove something to.
No, that's the thing.
Maybe himself. Maybe he just wants to prove to himself that he's at that level. We'll find out tomorrow. Hey, not very long until we find out where Rob is at.
I think it's an ego thing. I think it was, hey, motherfucker, I was king shit once. You know what I mean? And I'm, you know what I've done? And that's what I think it is with Rob. So like his ego is getting him to sign the paper to these crazy matches. And if he can flush that for a year or two and make a solid effort coming back, I think he'd be right at the top of the name list again. Like no problem.
And maybe he's been secretly doing that and we'll find out.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, it could be. We don't know.
It could be. Yeah. Well, now we're at the final match, the biggest match of the night. For the podcast, at least.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We got Dakota Shipton versus Miles Hutton. Yeah. And I'm gonna spill all my predictions. Okay. I think Miles has trained hard. And I think it will be a very hard fight for Dakota, regardless of how it ends. This will be a very hard fight for Dakota.
I agree.
Because Dakota, this part of Dakota's hand, where Miles is gripping onto, right where his palm, right where that part of his palm is reaching, is going to have similar force to Lee, I think, blocking it. And the thing is, that's going to make it really hard for Dakota to get any purchase when he tries to do his move and try to do anything.
I agree.
So Dakota's going to have to fight really hard to not let that get taken. He's good at doing that. He's really good at blocking that, actually. I think he's going to be able to block it. The thing is, working from there, once it's locked and blocked, he's gonna kind of be stuck. I think he's gonna. So I think this match is gonna be awesome because I think they're gonna get stuck, and I think it's gonna take everything he's got to climb out of it, climb into it, come around it.
He might
even
even
forward.
He
I
might
think
even
that's not
force
the
it
plan
inside.
right away. I think he can finish it like that. I think he can finish it inside, but I don't think he should come inside from the front. I think he needs to come back from the center.
I think
Because
Dakota's
Miles is
to
going
pull
to
him
be
out
a
and
hell
then
of
pull
a
in.
Miles. The hardest part for Dakota is center table. Once Dakota starts to crack center table, I think it's his match. If he can't crack center table, he's gonna have to not fight center. If he can't crack center table, he should give up on it. Not give up into the sense of stop fighting the center, but he's gonna have to beat the center over here. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to let Miles come over so that he can slowly get that little bit of purchase as it comes. He's got to fight and come up.
Yep. You want to know
I'm not
something?
going to say how you would
him
do
taking
the opposite
that
to
match.
that.
Him taking that match with Lee was the smartest thing.
It was awesome.
No, listen,
Very smart.
I'm telling you, they're actually comparable. The way they Miles and him pull, just Miles's hand is bigger. You know what I mean? But Lee actually has a decent sized hand for his size too. Actually, he's not as big as Miles, but Dakota at least knows now. But see, Lee, you know what his weakness is? Side pressure. Whenever like as soon as I got into like even a little bit of a press, his arm just went down like a wet noodle. Like, you know what I mean? Because I pinned Lee, and he's so good. His back pressure and his hands really good, but that's kind of where Miles is at too. His back pressure and his hand are really good, right? So, but he does have that hole, and you watch when Miles gets pinned, when it goes to that one hole, it's always right to the pad like that, bam.
Yeah.
Right, but he might have fixed it. Well, he could only fix it so much too, though. It's not like he's had half a year to fix it. You know what I mean? Because it was only a month and a half
thing of what
ago.
I've seen is Dakota can fire up a lot more than Miles from what I've seen.
Well, he'll be more.
I think a fired up Dakota has a higher output than Miles. People might not think that. They might think, oh, Miles is stronger. Dakota really pumped up with his blood pressure like 200 and his heart rate fucking 250 is going to be producing more power than Miles. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people's bodies can produce crazy power at low. I'm just saying most people when their body, their pressure and everything rises, your body's hydraulic. It's got pressure is what makes your muscles strong, right? I agree. Yeah. So if Dakota's super fired up, I think he's going to be able to apply more power than Miles will because Miles, I've never seen him fire up like that.
Well, what Miles needs to do,
and maybe Miles can fire up. I've just never seen it.
I haven't seen it
maybe
either.
If he gets pinned, he might.
That might be a scary thing. We don't know. But
well, that's the thing, right?
What I will say though is that Dakota. Okay, I'll say it like this: Miles needs to bury Dakota in the first round with no questions asked to keep his hype down. Soon as Dakota gets a little bit in the match and he feels like he's got something, he's gonna start freaking out, and his fucking, like you said, his blood pressure is gonna go up.
Wraps himself up, exactly.
Yeah, Miles is better. Like Miles, just crush him would be the best thing. Like for Miles, right? If he can just crush him, because if the second Dakota feels he's in the match,
even
from that
if
point
round
on.
One, if Dakota gets the hand as it goes down, Dakota, you're gonna see Dakota happy about that. Even if he loses, he's going to be ecstatic that he took the hand.
Yeah.
He'll be like, it's over. It's over. Now that I know I can take the hand, I'm going to fight the center a hell of a lot more. And when he goes to take my hand, I'm going to take his 100%. It'll be that quick. That's best case scenario, I think. And that's him losing round one. But just finding that hole to crack the wrist.
Slow it down, crack the wrist.
You know? If he gets that, it'll be. But this is maybe the closest match, honestly. I see this being Dakota knows a lot more and is way better in the technical aspect of it. Mentally, I don't know. Maybe Miles has gotten a lot better on the table. I just know that Dakota knows a hell of a lot, and it's one thing to know. It's one thing to know a lot. It's another to know it and be able to do it. So even if Miles in this short period of time has learned a lot of things, his ability to use them won't be as good as Dakota's, I don't think.
I just worry about.
So if his power can kind of even that out, this could be a fucking stalemate.
It could be crazy. The only thing I do worry about gripping up with, like, I pulled Dakota lots, and and I know like we're not going to. I can still feel Dakota's strength though, but I gripped up with Miles the last time when he was fresh, and I'm a little worried about the strength gap, like physical strength. But you know what? I think I think it evens out though a lot with the technical and
Yeah.
for Dakota. So
I got to give Miles the strength advantage. I don't think anyone. I think Dakota knows that himself, right?
yeah,
Miles
I
and Dakota
think
know. I
so.
think Miles is just a stronger human being.
Yeah, like
Miles'
Miles could pull
bones, his
super.
bones and frame are a little thicker than Dakota's.
Yeah,
He's a little thicker, right?
yeah.
He's naturally heavier too. Dakota's came up
Mm-hmm.
to his weight. Miles almost came down, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
Miles could easily be a super one day too. Like by the time he hits 40.
Dakota could too.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But
Dakota
yeah,
will.
but like you're saying, Miles is a little is just a slightly bigger frame naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily bigger like height and length, but thicker. He's a thicker frame.
Well,
Not by much, but just even
I
a
think
little
he's got
thicker.
more potential to be heavier. I mean, just with his hand
Yeah.
too,
Well,
right?
thicker frames put on usually more mass, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll get way bigger on the arms and around their bones get way bigger.
Yeah.
So
Because when your hand's that big, it means your frame's big. You know
your
what I mean?
frame's big. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Well,
So
yeah.
yeah, I give the edge to Dakota
No.
just based if you look at paper, and I know the guy, pulled him many times,
Well,
pulled Miles a few times. I
yeah, I'm a
definitely
little.
do think Miles is maybe a step above Dakota in power,
Yeah.
but I think Dakota's got a bag of tricks, and that bag of tricks. And to be fair, he might lose the match, and he might have just been one trick away from getting it, or it might have just been if there was one more round, he would have got it. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
could come
Yeah.
down to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I honestly believe that there is a trick, there is a route for him to win. Is he
Mhm.
going to find it in time? Is Miles going to make enough mistakes? Right?
Yeah.
If Miles does everything perfect, it's gonna be very hard for Dakota to win. Very very difficult, even if he does everything perfect.
Dakota's
But
gonna
if
have to
Miles
count
even
on
like I
those
said
holes.
before, if Miles even makes a few mistakes,
He
Dakota
does
will
make
capitalize.
because he's got a disadvantage kind of too to getting better sometimes because he's so damn good and his hand's so dominant already that I don't know, like you know what I mean? He just takes for granted some things and makes a lot of mistakes. Like I've seen him have the match in his hand and just give it to the guy. He did it twice. He did it at Mayhem. And remember when he pulled what's his name? Vladimir or whatever his name was?
Well, sometimes you'll take someone's hand and
He
then you
takes
feel
it.
like
Yeah, and then he
there's
gives it back to
a
him.
bigger wall than there was
Yeah.
before. So you give it up thinking it's an easier lane, but in reality, you didn't move your
Yeah.
elbow. So you had a lane here, took the hand, but didn't move your elbow. So now your whole
Yeah.
frame is jammed, and you got to move that elbow forward and then come back or back. If
Yeah,
you're
because once you got the
forward, though.
yeah, because once you got the hand, that's not you've already got that
You
advantage.
should once you take the hand, you should worry about getting your elbow forward and pulling your hand back.
Yeah, yeah,
Not putting everything into a
yeah.
hammer
He
throw,
took
bro.
the
Just your
hand and
whole
like you
body,
said, he hit a wall with the hand and he went, okay, I'll go this way. When really he just got everything. If he would have just
When he hit that wall, yeah, that was a bone lock, which is okay.
yeah,
Get a little of
exactly.
that palm forward, elbow forward, come on top of it,
No,
either come in or come
you
over.
just that elbow lock, it's only one
I
way,
do it all the
just a
time.
little bit. Yeah, I do it too sometimes. Yeah.
I teach people at our club how to beat it really easy though. I tell
Yeah.
everyone how to beat it. I won't tell it right now out loud because if I ever have to use it in a match, I don't want someone to be like, "Oh,"
Oh yeah, I
but
know.
there no word of a lie. There is one simple trick you can do that instantly beats a bone, like a flopper's bone lock out here or something like this. Any of this, there's one simple trick that destroys it.
Yeah.
Maybe people have to pay for that trick because honestly, it's not a joke. There's actually a trick that it's kind of funny actually. I show somebody and they're like, "Dude, I couldn't even move you before." I'm like, "Do this." They're like, "Oh," and then I'm just getting ripped apart. I'm like, "Wow."
Yeah. But don't
Because
do
a
it.
bone lock,
Yeah.
like a proper bone lock, like a wrist bone lock here, where you're locking your elbow tendon, and it's no longer no muscle contraction anymore. It's all just your tendon pulling on your bone.
Yeah.
That's what a bone lock is. There's no muscle contraction. There's no contraction of the muscles. Everything's locked, and it's just this is what's being pulled all together.
Yeah.
So if they were to tear it, they'd tear your tendon right off the bone, right?
Yeah, they would.
There's an inherent issue to this because you can only pull in one direction. So take that as you will, anyone watching, to know how to beat it. But if you can only block one direction, there's 360 degrees of movement. There's going to be a lane where you're not defending at all. You're going to be 100% done in one lane, and they're going to have way more leverage because you left your hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've hit into people a few times and I got their bone lock and I don't panic. I just you know what I mean? I'm just
that
like
Andrew guy from Calgary.
yeah.
Has the bone lock I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Does it too. If people knew that how to beat that, boom. And it's really easy to get a like a center line pin, like not like a
Yeah, parallel.
bending. Trust me, man.
Yeah,
It's now if someone's really good at that bone lock, when you try to do that, they'll do something smart by pushing your elbow off the back.
yeah,
So if
yeah.
you try to do this move I'm talking about, they'll push you so that your elbow comes off the back. But they're not pushing you off the back. They're pushing you to the back of the pad, and then when you go to activate the move, you come off the back.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can still block the move, but then again, if technically if someone's in that and they're all the way at the end of the pad now, if you come forward, you're going to collapse on top of them. If you're a good presser, you're going to be able to press them. But if you're not, they're going to be able to come over.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just pull that so much that I'm always freaking looking at ways to defend people destroying it, because basically there's a few moves that give you no way out. Like a full-blown King's move, you don't have any way out.
Yeah.
Not even a full-blown King's move, just an open arm top roll where you completely have rolled completely, where you have no more rotation to fight with, and you're sitting there completely rolled, even if it's not a King's, you have nowhere to go anymore.
Yeah. Well, Kings, I always look at it, Kings is if you're going to be doing the Kings move, you're going to want to have good pronation anyway, always. Because in a Kings move, if you keep your the one way to beat a King's move is to climb until you break the pronation of the King's mover, right? So, I mean, like Michael Monster Todd, that's why those big pronation lifts and everything else he's doing, they matter, right? Because
and
when he gets out-armed, he can use his pronator and win the match just off his pronation.
That's kind of the key to what a King's move is. A King's move is cup and pronation.
Yeah.
If you're not basing it on cup and pronation and you're basing it on riser and pronation, that's not a King's move. That's the Knight's move.
Yeah,
the Knight's move. I named it. I coined it. Usually, you call it the Knight's move because you're up like this, but you're usually down on one knee because you're rising so high that you
have to
getting on the ground.
Yeah,
I've seen a few people go on it. I've seen Michael Todd do the Knight's move. I've seen Devin do the Knight's move all the time. He's always on the one knee.
I did it once. You did it once.
Yeah. It's when you're doing a riser based open arm top roll. It's not a King's because you're not cupping and pronating. It's riser and pronation. You felt my Knight's move. It's always riser. I can't even King's like an actual
Spencer kid.
I don't even King.
Remember that Spencer kid I told you about with the press? His press, it was a press hit like Jablonski's. And he flashed by. He like flashed Byron the round before, so I was like, I'm gonna have to just go high, and I did. That's what I did. I just went right for the sky and just like this, and I just managed to just have everything, and I stopped him right here. He couldn't go any further. Yeah, and then I had to wait though, right? I had to wait until I got positioned, and then I drew, and I just top. Well, I kind of top rolled through him. Yeah. So, but yeah, I like that Knight's move. Yeah, I didn't know that. Is that what it's called?
I named it.
Okay, well, that's what we're gonna.
I coined it. Ask Thomas the Cyborg about it. I coined it last year, and then I told him when I was going up to Grand Prairie, I said, "I'm gonna do it in my match. Watch." No, wait, not Grand Prairie. It was when we went to Lloydminster. Lloydminster. I did it round 3. I fouled him out actually doing it. I kept pulling his elbow right off the table. So I actually said, don't foul him out. I'll go inside with him, or just like more neutral. Yeah. But I told Thomas I was going to do it. And then if you watch, he screams, the Knight's move when I was doing it.
Oh, nice.
I did the wave, the wave where you're waving. That's the wave is Sean's move. I saw Sean do it first. So that's Sean's move where you roll out and then you wave at the guy and then you take the whole hand.
Yeah. Sean's crafty.
I did that, and when I went to take his hand, I was doing the wave and then I grabbed his hand. He went down like this and I grabbed his hand and I pulled him off the pad. But yeah, the Knight's move, man. I did it also. I was real high with the Knight's move. I did it perfect. I was down on one knee. I was holding it. And then I had enough power from it to lift him up right off the
lift him right off,
Right off, yeah.
Well, you had it so high, and
But I called it. I said I was going to do it, and I can't do it with the right hand, only the left.
Oh, I can do it with the right. I can't with the left.
I tried. I've done it, but my left is so much better at doing the Knight's move, man.
I kind of top roll like that with my left. Hey, I almost top roll like that with my left.
Yeah. It's a good move. Yeah. It's a good move. You honestly, if you look at it anatomically, it's really smart. When your knee is touching the ground, it's more surface area on the ground. Your foot's still on the ground, but so is your knee now and your
Yeah.
other foot.
Yeah.
You're not touching the table anymore, but you're like connected to the ground instead.
Yeah,
It's
I
weird.
know. So weird. Yeah.
The only reason I can do it is because I got long arms and long legs, so I can like reach.
Yeah, it wouldn't really work against like if a guy had a huge length advantage, wouldn't be equalized maybe.
The reason you do it, I think, would be to fight someone who has a much longer lever than you, because you're putting everything into height. You have no back pressure. Like this, you have a little bit of this.
Yeah.
You've got no more like back muscle activation anymore. You're down here. You're all like arm and
You're
back
at the will of his hand if he has that big, like it's like pulling Matt, right?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. That's the premise of the Knight's Move, at least, is to get so far back, and so it's a riser attack, not a cup attack. Where the King's Move, you're cupping and pronating. It's all about cup, and then you climb with the cup. Where with the Knight's Move, I don't even cup.
No, it's rise. It's just right up.
Yeah, it's all rotate. I mean, I'll cup when I get it, but like as I'm coming out, as I'm attacking, I'm not cupping. I'm actually letting go. I'm completely letting go of the guy as I come out. That's what makes the attack.
I wonder if
so
that
good.
could be a way to slip too. You could slip maybe that way too.
Dude, I can slip from anyone like that. Ask anyone. Even ask Ali. Ali was like, I told him, I'm like, I can pretty much slip from anyone with this move. He's like, really? I'm like, no, 100%, try. And he tried about 10 times, and every time I was able to slip out.
Oh, wow.
To be 100% fair, I don't think anyone can slip out of Ali. He's fucking so strong.
Oh, I know. If he just slips down.
It's like, dude, my hand is so small, dude. He wasn't even able to get a grip. Like when he grabbed it, there was like an air pocket like this. I could just slip out. My hands are so small. That's why it works, not because of any tricks. Like my hands are just so small.
You're doing like kung fu shit on my hand one day. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I gotta do hand kung fu, man.
I was like, whoa, that's some crazy shit. Shaolin fucking Buddha fist or something.
I've seen people do that, but you can feel that they're just doing random shit. But me, I let my instinct take over, and everything's directionalized. Like every movement
you do. You just like your thumb's the only thing, and even that you're moving that too. Yeah.
I cap on my thumb, and I make this joint.
Yeah.
I make this whole circle one, and I rip right from there. I pull right from this base right here.
Oh yeah.
If you have a small hand, you got to start making up new techniques to try to beat people with big hands, because
that's true.
You just do the basic stuff. Oh, just cup and back pressure and pronate. You do that, they're going to take you every time. Their hand twice the size.
You do got a physical disadvantage no matter how you look at it, right?
So you got to give yourself an anatomical advantage, a leverage advantage. So I make it so that your side pressure goes straight. So your back pressure is going. What I do, because people try to back pressure me when I do that, and it does work. If they can grab my wrist bone line here and pull me straight back, I can't do it anymore. That's how you defeat what I'm trying to do there. But if someone starts high up in the hand, I can do it almost every time.
Ali said he was
I was able to do it to Matt, I was able to do it to Matt one time, just once. But... Wow. Oh yeah, Ali was saying that, yeah. But it's mainly because my hand's so small, it's like you can't even there's nothing to grab onto almost.
I couldn't hold on to you even. No way.
The craziest thing, I never want to slip though. I would 100% of the time I'd rather be out.
See, and I'm the opposite. I have a bad habit of sometimes holding on. Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped hanging on a long time ago. Actually, not that long ago. Last year, like Matt taught me something about hooking a long time ago, and it never really clicked to me because I'm like, yeah, maybe okay. But then one day I really thought about what he said, and I'm like, you know what? And it applied to everything, not just hooking. What he told me applied to literally every position, and I wasn't doing it anywhere. So it changed my entire way that I pulled just by changing one little thing. One little aspect, I became twice the arm wrestler in 2 months.
Yeah.
I remember back probably last year around February to April, that was when it happened. I remember April, everyone was like, dude, you're so much stronger than you were a couple months ago. Everyone was talking about it. It was because I just changed the way I pulled, the way I trained too. I stopped training my cup to get my cup stronger. Sounds dumb. You think you want a stronger cup, train your cup. I was doing that, but I could never anatomically get enough advantage to use it. So
I know what you mean. It was just it was like a waste of training when you could.
So I started training the areas I needed to be able to get cup to then start to be able to use it in a match. Got way stronger.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't just trying to grab them and do this anymore. I got to strategically get deeper and get out, and then I can do it. You know what I mean? It made me a much better arm wrestler because I had to learn the nuances to be able to do it. And you
Yeah.
can't teach those nuances. And no matter how I explain it to you, that's how I learn. That's how I understand it. You could have 30 people explain the same thing 30 different ways to you. And on the 31st way, they explain it to you in a way that you actually understand what they mean, because you could totally understand what they mean 100%. Be like, I understand. I'm not stupid. You're saying like 10 words. But then your body understands all of a sudden. You're like,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah.
what the, what the, I tried this exact same thing 4 months ago. It didn't work. Now it's working. Nothing changed except for I felt some weird clicking, in
Yep.
something.
No, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, I've had Matt show me shit, and like even like maybe you or I don't know whoever, and it doesn't resonate, but then all of a sudden, like down the road, it resonates. Like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? So I mean, Matt showed me some shit too, actually, yeah, and and basically it was like if I did it, they just always went. They always go to where, like they're always going into right where I want them to go. You know what I mean? It was like a reverse psychology thing. So
I don't want
yeah,
to hook now.
yeah, yeah. But you know what? I'm actually embracing the hook, man. You know, if the hook
Yeah.
comes my way next week, you know what? As long as I'm ready for it.
I'll
Actually,
tell you
if I
what,
if,
man.
if I get if I'm able to take his hand and get him the first 2 rounds, I'm just gonna say, listen, strap it up. Let's go right into a hook.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be a liar. My right hook is shit.
Oh yeah.
My left hook, pretty good. Like, my left hook's good enough that someone my same weight, I can dad move a lot of guys my weight
Mhm.
if I have to. Now, there's some guys who are too crisp, like
Mhm.
lefties or someone who's really training. Can't dad move those guys. They'll take advantage of it.
Mhm.
But someone who just grabs you really neutral, I can usually dad move them pretty good, because you do get a lot. When you dad move, you actually do get a lot. You get total wrist control.
Yeah.
As long as I'm strong enough to contain their wrist, boom, I just drag them inside and go right to the pad.
Yeah. I didn't know I was really strong on my right and a hook, but pulling with Dale these days.
To try.
Oh, he
The
told
problem
me
with my right hook is I learned to press too much, so that when I go to hook, I end up
it's just
half
natural.
pressing. I do
It's
like a
just
hook
natural.
press.
It's just naturally is a
No matter
press.
what, I do a hook press no matter
But
what,
if you
right?
get to that point where you're over top and your shoulders behind your arm, who cares? Whether it's a hook or a press, just boom.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, but a few weeks ago I was able to just rip through Dale, and it was like I just ripped through him. Like I felt, and not saying like, oh, he wasn't the strongest or anything like that, but I never used to be able to get through Dale at a point. He had like a sticky point that was
yeah.
like kind of like a bone lock. I was just ripping right through that shit. So the only thing is I'm not good at initiating it. So it would be if I go in round 3 and I just agree to it and I get in my position. Oh, we're gonna have an amazing round 3, right? Because I'm just gonna pull on the hook.
Well, here let's talk a little bit about the event. Then we've pretty much
Yeah,
covered the
we talked about we didn't even talk about that one. Look at that. Look at my chip. Doo-doo, doo-doo.
your chips invisible.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah. It's picking up the
I'm
guy.
gonna plug my
Yeah,
phone
it's
in. It's
picking up
fine.
Ray's shirt. Yeah.
Ray Romanowski. Yeah. So yeah, that's tomorrow. There's a big event, and then on Valentine's Day there is another big event. Me and Brian are gonna have matches on that event. That's gonna be a good time. Gonna be a really good time, I think. Trying to find. Is there a picture of all the matches for this event?
No,
No, eh? No, but there's
they're
5 matches, I
6,
believe.
I was told, but
6. I just gotta find them.
they're all individual posts. But
Yeah.
they should have put out an actual list, but I don't think I seen an actual like ordered list.
Yeah. Wonder who the first match is.
I don't know.
I honestly don't care what mine is. I'm excited. I'll go first. I'll go last. I'll go fucking second.
I mean, I think it was posted in the Armsgeddon page once upon a time. I'm not sure.
I'm on the M spot and I'm seeing the individual posts, but I don't want to
Oh,
miss one.
I think the first match is Is it
Not Jordan Shortman.
Nicholas? I think is the first one, isn't he? With that big guy. He's pulling like he's a 154 guy pulling a 310 guy.
340 or three. I think the guy's actually
Alright.
trying to come down to 300 for the match.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess trying to find when was it announced? When was everything announced?
Everything happened pretty quick for this one. And I know that there was a list originally on, I think Dion posted something.
Okay, well, we'll start with what we have on the post here.
Okay.
So, the first match that they posted is Nicholas versus Jordan. Yeah, Nicholas Sabell versus Jordan Shortman.
Yeah, that's what I thought the first match was.
I'll tell you what.
I don't have no clue at all. This guy's weighs double Nicholas.
I'll tell you what. Nicholas has been really training since our match. He's learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
In mine and his match, you really couldn't see him arm wrestle. I was very adamant at disconnecting as fast as I could because I knew how strong this guy was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
you
was
just disconnected
scared
him.
that if I stopped the match, it would be his match, and he might sit there and burn me out, right? So I was like, I just need to get through this guy fast as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But Nick is strong as hell, and he's really fixed his everything. Like everything that he made mistakes on in our match, I think he's fixed from what I've seen. Setups are better. His stance is a little better. He's a little more connected. His ready goes are crisper.
Yeah.
And Nick and Jordan have pulled on the after table before. And it wasn't necessarily Jordan blowing one side against Nick. Like there's definitely potential for a match here, from what I know. Right? I'm not saying that practice is practice, but there's still a difference between a guy being able to do something to a guy in practice versus absolutely nothing when there's other guys who can't do anything. You know what I mean? When you have a group of guys who can't touch this guy at all, even in practice, and you have a guy who can do some stuff to him in practice, there's a jump of level there. You know what I mean? So I believe their level's close. I think Nick's got it, honestly. I think Nick is going to have the speed, the determination, and the power. I think Nick's hook is a hell of a lot stronger.
I'm going to say I think Nick anyway, because if he must have felt something. He must know something, right? If he made this match. I think he asked for the match too. So that's interesting, right? So I'm going to think that Nick knows already, right? But you got to watch too. I mean, practice and reels sometimes different too.
I've looked up this Jordan guy.
Yeah.
Strong guy. He was a power lifter. He's one of those power lifter guys. So he's real strong, and he's kind of been making the shift over to arm wrestling. So, and Nick is kind of the same background. So it's kind of cool. It's like, okay, they both have strength backgrounds. Let's see. Does double the weight matter if?
Well, if that guy's from strength background, but it's not connected on the table yet, it could be he could be only at like 40%.
It's a great learning experience for Jordan though, because Jordan taking on someone who has as much experience as Nick's pulled a lot. So it's definitely going to be a good learning experience either way if he wins or loses.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I'm going to go Nick. I think Nick has the and he's got a really good mentality going into this one. Yeah. Nick's a good buddy of mine, so I mean, I'm going to back him either way. But I truly believe he's got this match.
Oh yeah, I back him anyway. But I think so too. I just think based on him wanting the match, feeling what he felt, sounds like
he knows it's not going to be easy, but he wants to put on a show. He thinks it'd be cool, especially for this event is going to be fucking sick.
That's what we want too, right? That's what it's all about. It's like
that's what it's all about.
We got slap fight happening. I mean, come on, we're gonna arm wrestle. Then we get to watch the slap fight and shit. And the boxing too.
The boxing, yeah, it's
sick. Yeah, it's arm wrestling.
All right, the second match they posted.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's arm wrestling, slap fight, then boxing.
Yeah,
Either way, we're staying to watch.
Oh yeah.
Fights.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those are just going to be great. I'll volunteer to be a catcher. No, straight up, because I've seen too many videos of people falling and cracking their fucking skulls, man.
Oh yeah,
Like
I
I'm
know.
gonna
Even
catch.
in
I'll make sure to fucking catch that
did you
person so
see
they
the
don't get
part?
hurt.
I seen a slap from the first event they did, and Buddy just hit the ground in his
That's
head.
what I mean. I'm gonna say, hey, I'll
Yeah,
be your catcher, man. I'm gonna go up and catch. I'll catch for you if you
yeah.
could
I
fucking
was,
slap, dude. I don't want you to
yeah.
get brain damage. We got arm wrestlers. You know how strong our arms are? We can
As
catch
in,
people, no problem.
oh
Like
yeah.
we're the,
Fuck,
you know,
I
the
bet
like
you we could
the.
probably smack the shit out of people. Oh yeah.
I got small hands.
Oh
Speed means I can get speed in
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Who knows? If I slap first and if they don't get knocked out, I'm out.
Oh well, whatever.
Everyone makes that joke, but everyone I know makes that joke, but it's such a good joke because
What
it's
if you
totally
flip
true.
the coin and every time you lose the head toss, every time you go to a slap fight, you just get knocked out, get knocked out, get knocked out. Like that would
See,
suck.
I would flinch. I have a
Mhm.
natural reaction to not want to get punched when someone's
Yeah,
flying
me
their
too.
hand
I
at me.
don't think I could just sit there and let them. No.
Okay, well, the next match they posted is who's this guy? I've never heard of this guy before. Jaron Blackmore.
Oh, that guy.
Don't know who that is.
And who's
Going
he
up
against?
against me.
Oh,
Oh,
you.
going up against me, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, I think
He's about
I
to
think I'm gonna win.
needs to be hyped more. Yeah, like I think it's
Jaron's good. My first ever war was with Jaron. We had a hook war. My first ever war.
wow.
You know what? Here, can you bring it up? Actually, if
Yeah,
we're able to.
probably. Yeah, you try. Okay, what am I? You're gonna tell you? Gonna tell me
Just go to my channel.
on Facebook?
No, no, my YouTube channel.
Oh, your YouTube channel. Okay, give me a second. Oh yeah, shit. Okay, give me a second.
I think it's a short. Let me check.
No, I can do it. Was it Powerhouse?
Yeah, I pulled so weird. My first ever tournament. So you guys will see my first ever. Yeah, how I pulled first time ever.
Okay, where am I looking? I'm on here.
Okay, go to shorts. Scroll to the very bottom.
Oh no, it's not yours. There's another one. I got a different Powerhouse.
Yeah, there's one that has like 7 subscribers.
Damn. Give me a second. I'll find it.
Yeah, I can just send you the.
Yeah, you better. This one here is from the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
Crap. Maybe just send me the link. That'll work better.
that's just the link to the page, and then I'll actually see. I'll see if I can send you just the link to the actual video. Here,
Oh,
just take this link instead.
you got me a different link?
Oh, I got you the one of the video.
Okay.
I missed my first go in this video too.
What? Just let me try again. Why wouldn't it just work? It
Maybe
brought
too
me to
easy.
something. I'm gonna, yeah, no, it made me go to, it didn't even give me it. Put me somewhere else. It's weird. Give me a sec. Okay. I got it, I think. Right here. Okay, I share screen. Let me
Yeah,
see if I
yeah. Right at the halfway point is where you start seeing me and Jaron.
get it over here. Oh, you got share screen? Okay. Shit. Okay. Is it the first one? No. Oh, is it the
No, it's
same
about halfway.
video? Same
Yeah,
video
it's
though?
just it's the same video. It's halfway through the video.
I'm gonna get it to it and then I'm going to oh, okay. Shit. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, the whole second half of the video is me and Jaron.
Okay, share screen. Give me a second. Screens. This one. Yeah, sharing this one. I don't know if it's coming up though. I can't see
Yeah,
now.
I see it.
Oh, that wasn't him. Somebody flash.
That was the first go I missed. I missed that go and got pinned. All right. So after this, me and Jaron pull. You'll see Jaren actually folds my hand back, and I end up flopping here in a sec. And here's me and Jaren. Jaren goes, flops my hand back, and I flop. We go into the strap.
Wait for the press, yeah. You got
I
it.
go for the flop press.
Wow, you were so green then compared to now.
And then we go again, and we get stuck in a hook war
I
here.
see it. Nice.
That was my first ever. Funny enough, that was Jaren's first ever tournament too.
I was there that day, but I didn't compete.
Really?
My buddy sponsored the event. Yeah.
So you saw me pull my very first time.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. The old Rogers News was there and shit.
Yeah, it was a good tournament. I
Yeah.
got first place on the right. I got third on the left.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to face. I didn't get to face Jaren on the left.
Okay. You know what? That was pretty awesome. You know what? That's weird. It feels like yesterday, bro.
I know, dude. That was almost 3 years ago.
I know that's crazy.
Oh shit! No, more than 3.
No, not more. Around 3.
Around 3. Okay, yeah, 3. It'll be 3 in March. It'll be 3
No,
years
it's
in March.
March. It'll be 3 years
It'll be
March.
3 years in March. Yeah.
Yeah, because listen, I went to that. Okay, so that tournament, I got my buddy to sponsor it. This Shanghai Chop House. It's in Lethbridge.
Yeah.
And I went, but I never competed. And then Matt was there, and Matt got pissed off at me. He goes, "What the fuck? You didn't sign up? What do you mean?" He's like, "You came here, you're not arm wrestling." I said, "Oh, I just wanted to see what the atmosphere, because I didn't never been to a tournament or nothing, right?" I'm like, I just wanted to check it out. He goes, "Oh man, whatever. That was fucking stupid." I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Shit, I pissed him off." Yeah.
I was nervous. I won't lie. I looked like I was not nervous. I was really nervous.
Caleb
Everyone's really nervous, but like
Caleb beat Dustin that day.
Yep, I remember that. Freaking, but I never let nerves stop me from doing something. Not nerves. I've let fear stop me, but not nerves. Because if I'm nervous to do something, it's not because I'm scared to do it. It's because I'm unsure of the outcome. I'm not afraid to get hurt. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm just unsure that I want that outcome. That it's even worth doing if I do get the negative outcome. It's not a fear thing. It's a what do you call that? It's like a self-esteem thing. I you know what I mean? Like I don't want to let myself down. Is it worth putting the effort in to lose and letting myself down? You know? Because the biggest person you can never let down, the biggest person you can never lie to is yourself.
It's true.
Right? The only person you're ever going to have for life is yourself.
Well, and that's the thing.
Be good to yourself.
They say even with competing though, if you look at it like you're always competing against yourself to better yourself, then you can only go upwards, right?
Well, you can only compete against yourself in the mindset version, right? If you have a shitty mindset, you'll never beat anybody because you'll just give up. You'll be like, oh, I don't want to put the effort in, right?
There's a lot of people like that too. They start arm wrestling, they get a little bit of pain, and they're like, oh, fuck that.
And there's people that say, okay, I know if I trained, I would easily beat this guy, but I'm just not going to train. And then the time comes and the other guy did train and you lose. That was a choice. You chose to lose at that point.
Well, yeah, especially when they say that, oh, I didn't even train. Well,
that's what I mean. At that point, you're not making it better. You're not making it seem like, oh, yeah, I'm good. I just didn't train. You look like an idiot.
You know what made me pissed off? Remember the first super match I had with Byron? I didn't want. I mean, I didn't even want it. I was kind of hurting at the time.
If you take a match with under 7 days notice, you can have some excuses. I'll say that. If anyone ever has taken a match with less than 2 weeks, even, you can have some excuses, man. You didn't even know your body. They say it takes at least 2 to 3 weeks for your tendons to heal, even from like minor damage. So let's say you had a match 2 weeks before, you're not going to be fully healed, unless you're a superhuman or have help. You know what I mean? Your body naturally, unless you're 21, ain't going to heal that quick.
Yeah. Well, then, you know what hurt though about that is that he goes, I didn't even train this year. And I'm like, I trained all year.
See, that's when you brag. And when you win, that's when you say you didn't.
But he won. So I'm like, that's why this year I'm like, you know what? Even the rounds I lost, I lost them. Like, you know what I mean? That was nerves just because I missed the go, or you know what I mean?
You know what I've seen, to be honest, and it's going to sound so basic and stupid and obvious, but it's actually so true. I've seen people put on mass and strength and get significantly stronger and it not transfer to the table at all. And do you want to know why? Because they're hanging on.
Yeah.
If they were just to let go, they transfer most of that strength to the table, but they're hanging on.
Yeah. No, it's true.
At first, the human body, when you want to grab something and pull it, the harder you grab it, the more you squeeze it, the easier it is to pull. So it's human nature to want to grab and squeeze when you're arm wrestling. If you defy that nature, you have access. You're every time the harder you squeeze, the less access you have to move. Yeah. You can't move. Movement is key.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now that's why the strap. I can't tell anybody anything about the strap because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, the strap changes it. Yeah, because now
I'm still learning the strap. Like I've been told so much shit, but it doesn't matter because it's taken remember. My body's taken a while to get there. It's taken my body a long time, and I don't shy. Every practice I've ever been to, every single time I've gotten on the table, my entire life, if there's a strap there, I've used the strap.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time. I've never not used a strap if there's a strap there. I've always, every single time, used a strap. It's not a lack of me wanting to be good at the strap. It's just I'm not naturally very
good out of the strap. But the thing is, I mean, the strap is a little more basic, actually. Because in the strap, it's really about using the strap. It's about binding that strap, and it's just using your strength.
So binding.
Once you bind that strap, if you're strongest coming this way, you're going to drag your opponent this way, right? That's the thing. Instead of you doing it with your hand, you can almost open your hand and just bind that strap and pull them across, right? Like it's just about it, and everything is. Like when I top roll, I top through the top fingers a lot because I go up high and then I like to finish, right? That I don't know why.
Yeah, here's the problem though.
Yeah.
The angles that you're using.
It's a high knuckle top roll.
Yeah, the angles that you're using, I think, work better in a strap than out of a strap even.
Oh yeah.
Because you're able to actually drive against the strap to make the torsion,
Exactly. But I was actually going to say that because out of the strap, that's what I would do. But as soon as I'm in the strap, I do the same thing, but I'm not using the same muscles to achieve the same thing. Like I'm using this part of my hand to get on that strap. I'm still going high and punching upwards, but I'm pulling. I'm always pulling when I'm in the strap. I'm always, you know what I mean? You have to. If you don't, you're going to be like this all the time in the strap, right?
What me and a couple of the guys at the club found out about the strap recently too, a big thing we realized, like it's obvious, but it's actually more more than you think. Mm-hmm. If I'm strapping up with someone and they have a thicker wrist bone than me, they will be locked tight and I will be loose every single time. Every single time, if they have a bigger wrist than me, no matter what I do, maybe the buckle side makes a difference. I don't know, but I just know that I can always do this, and I can feel that they're like it. You can see because they're heavier. You'll see that my strap is.
I know what you're saying.
The top part of the strap that's on my arm is tighter than the bottom part.
It's harder to bind on the strap if you got play.
If they're binding the bottom, it binds the top. If they're binding the top, it unbinds my bottom. You know what I mean? It's back and forth. So when they're binding the strap on their hand here, it unbinds it on the bottom of mine and leaves a huge opening. And as soon as someone has a bigger wrist than me, it automatically happens. I'm automatically at a disadvantage.
Wouldn't them pulling back?
Bigger wrist.
Even with them pulling back,
the minute they have a bigger wrist, I'm disconnected. 100%. As soon as they have a bigger wrist, I'm disconnected. Could it be that I have super weak wrists? Totally. I just know for me, maybe I need to train that shit more. Every time someone has a bigger wrist than me, I get fucked as soon as we strap up.
Yeah.
It could when they tighten the strap, it tightens on them. It doesn't tighten on me. It tightens on them rock solid.
But you still got loose
on me. It can never get tight.
Yeah, you need that tight.
It's loose on this bottom side. This inside part, because this is attached to the back side of them, so it's tightening into their skin. It's pulling it. It's actually ratcheting itself off of my arm. The top part digs in, the bottom part ratchets off. So the tighter the strap, the tighter it gets on the one side, but it actually opens up on the inside of my hand. So when I try to bind, I roll. I don't actually have any binding on the strap. I can do this inside the strap. I can move
because your hand's moving in the strap, so you're not actually
moving in the strap.
Yeah. See me, I'm so.
Jeremy pointed it out.
Yeah.
Jeremy pointed out. He's like, "Man, you're fucked." Like he saw that we were tight as we could go, and it was way off my hand, and I couldn't get anything.
His was nice and tight.
And you could tell. the circumference of his wrist was like way bigger than mine, so it was ratcheting it off my wrist.
I know what you mean.
So the tighter he went, the worse it got. Actually,
That's not good though. That's I wonder if there's a way to
no,
fix
but that's universal for everyone. I think it's
Can
just
you
a
fix it?
disadvantage. As soon as they have a bigger wrist than you, got a disadvantage in the strap. From what I've seen, I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
it seems to be right because maybe we'll make a video at some point showing it to actually showcase
yeah,
it. But
we
you'll see
should.
the one part of the strap gets tight, and then it actually hangs off my wrist like this. So it's tight
Yeah,
here and hanging off
I know
on the
what I
inside.
mean. Yeah, you
So I have
can't
no
buy.
interconnection on the strap.
Yeah, you have to have it.
It's
That's
weird,
the
man.
whole
I
key of the
suck at the strap. It probably boils down to I suck in the strap, even though I've trained it. It's probably more than I trained outside the strap.
Maybe you need to set it different. Maybe you got to play around. You're gonna have to
Maybe,
analyze it.
maybe it could be
I
that.
mean,
I honestly don't know what it is at this point.
Mindaugas has his wrist is a lot smaller than a lot of the people he pulls.
But
And
his move is also binding like this. So
yeah,
it doesn't
it's
matter if his
like
wrist
low.
is
It's like
using
he
it.
pulls like Matt, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I when I do that, I get 0 power.
Yeah, yeah.
Against new people in the club. If I try that, they fold me over like a fucking nothing.
Well, you
No
don't have
joke. I
hands
don't
either.
have like that's an anatomic weakness for me. It would take me like 4 years to get that caught through the rest of my body.
That's what Matt's been pushing. Like when I do get to grip up with him lately, he's really pushing that on me. Do you seen it last practice?
Oh yeah.
He was just drilled, and then just like I can do it now, but it was straining my hand and blowing my hand up, just trying to be in the right position. It was weird. It was weird. Like when you're trying to learn something you're not natural doing, it's amazing how shitty you are.
How
Yeah,
bad you are, yeah.
yeah,
So
oh, yeah.
so on that note, who do you think wins? Jaron or Zach?
Oh, I have to say Zach.
You think?
I do. Like without
I
even
gotta say
like,
so as well.
yeah, without any
If you look at my name
it's not
real
even
quick,
biased. Like I'm not even on
you
paper.
look
I
right.
think you're one.
You look right here, I believe. Yeah, it should be right here. You'll see my name.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yes, that's good.
That's to let Jaron know,
Yeah.
154, man. I'm the champ. I'm just kidding, of course. The champ 154 in Alberta is held by someone else for now.
Did he make a rankings for arms again for your weight?
Yeah.
And you're number one?
Both arms, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got people coming for that shit soon though.
Oh yeah. They'll try. They'll try, but they don't have the power. They don't have the power to stop me.
Yeah. Well, let's
Okay, the next match. This next match will be kind of a tricky match. This next one, Chuck Young, the Destroyer, versus Jack Severa, the Icebreaker. This one's
tough for me because I think on paper right now, Jack would be heavily favored.
I think so.
And I think he's heavily
Nothing
favored.
against Chuck.
I think he's heavily favored either way. But I will say that Chuck does have a lot of power going sideways. Like he really does. No, like I trained the whole time for Chuck. I trained just to stop him center, right? That's all I cared about. I didn't even train really what I was going to do afterwards. It was just about not letting him get at a center table, right? So
yeah,
I had to fight the first round against Chuck. I had to fight to take his hand. But after that, it was fairly easy because
I don't think Jack's going to be trying to take his hand.
No, but I have a feeling Zach. Well, it's just depends. Well, if Chuck can match Jack's speed, it could be really interesting.
It's a good match, man. Honestly,
they're both fast. Like Chuck is actually fast.
Yeah, and he's strong and he's really good at center table, right?
Yeah, well, that's just it, right? He does have an actual strong hand too, and
well, it seems more that if he wins or loses, he wins or loses at center table is the better analogy for it. If he loses center table, I think he loses the match. Like with just like any match, right? Which is fair. I mean, that's kind of how arm wrestling works. You lose your hand, you lose your connection. They get the connection, they get the hand. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you lose. I mean, why fight a losing battle that you can't physically win, right?
Yeah.
And Jack's really good. Jack's like, This is gonna be a good one, man. This is a good match. Whoever put this card on,
I'm very curious.
whoever chose these matches, man, they know what they're
I'm
doing.
rooting for Chuck. I'm actually rooting for Chuck. I'd like Chuck to win.
You know, frick, it's hard to say because I hung out with Jack at the last
You said he's a nice guy
at the country folks event. He was a cool guy.
Yeah. But I got
that's a hard one. Chuck, I'm gonna lean towards Jack. You lean towards Chuck. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a really good match. I can't wait for that.
I think Jack's favorite, but like I said, you never know.
Yeah.
Right? You never count it.
You never do know. You never do know. No. And then what do we have here? Brian Parliament versus Brennan Till. The house versus the little bear.
I know.
Little bear.
Will burn down the house? I don't know.
There might be a little bear, a mama bear, and a papa bear living in that house by the time he's done with it. No, I mean this would be a good match. I mean, Brennan's confident, he's strong.
He has he has a lane, and if he gets his lane, like I'm sure he's going to be strong in it.
He trains often.
Oh yeah, a lot of table time too, I think.
Oh yeah, him and his brother, I believe, train table time like as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's going to be look. I mean, it's going into it. I'd have to give you the advantage on paper. Although, if you're looking tournament wise, he'd be the advantage on paper. If you're looking super matches, I think you'd be the advantage on paper. So it's hard to say. He's definitely. I think if you look at what he's done, he's had more tournaments for sure. I think he's more of a tournament puller.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
he's done a lot of tournaments.
Pulling 6 years, and I think we've had the same amount of super matches almost.
Yeah. See, but he's done a fuck ton of tournaments. Yeah. I've seen him in I don't know. Like, to be fair, I don't know if it's that many more than you even. I just know that he's done more than you. Just I don't know how many more. He just he does a lot of tournaments. Looks like he's mostly a tournament puller, which could go your favor because a tournament puller is less specialized than a super match puller. Super match puller trains for their move and a defense for the opponent's move. That's what they train for. A tournament guy trains for his move and hope for the best. You can't study your opponent if you don't know who the hell you're facing.
Yeah.
You study the opponent, you know how he pulls. You can think, okay, if my move doesn't work, what's my counter move to his move?
Yeah.
You get, so you're a little more specialized as a super match puller mentally. You might just be a worse puller. Not you, just in general though. If you're, it's not to say that a super match guy is better than a tournament or vice versa, but generally tournament guys are going to be going for the pin quick. Where a super match guy might be going for hand control quick. To ensure victory and not try to get a quick pin, but then lose everything and then blow your hand up and round one, fuck yourself, right? You only go for the pin. Only go for the flash pin if you actually think you can do it. If you're like, I don't know if I can flash pin this guy. Maybe don't overcommit in the hit, because usually you go for a flash pin and it fails, you overcommit. Because you don't have time to react. You don't have time to be, it's not working.
I know.
You've overreact.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be really good. This is going to be fought at center table, and I think I see him losing his pronation through his wrist, throne, and thumb.
I just think if he tries to just go like this, I just think I can blast out quick enough.
I think if he does that, all you have to do is go like this, drag down like bah, and then come over. Done. Good night.
Well, yeah.
That quick drag snap, that snappy. Remember I told you to move like a smaller guy? Smaller guys can do quick stuff like this, like aggressive, almost mean.
Yeah.
Do that. As soon as you feel that opening, crunch into it. Boom.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the potential for it. I haven't really seen it from you, but I 100% know you can do it.
Oh, I can.
You have what I've seen you, the effort you put in, and the explosiveness for like finishes, you can do from the center. The thing is, though, to be fair, you do have to kind of train it, because exploding from center, not for a pin, is hard. Exploding to center for a pin, I'm really good at. Yeah. Exploding at center for hand control, I'm getting there. It's in my opinion, it's definitely harder to explode.
That's how I started arm wrestling. Yeah, that's how I started. It was always back, get hand control, and then go to the side.
Yeah, I started blasting side. Blasting, so I worked back from there. You're working towards there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think lately my static strength has been pretty good. I think I'm going to be going for a lot more hand control these days. I really do. Because I used to
I
be
can,
really successful just getting the hand control, because then I can just do what I want, right? But I mean, this kid here, there's not even I see him, he presses if he gets in a position where he can't finish with his hook. I've seen him press, but that's all I've seen from him is almost starting off high, like it
Mhm.
looks like weird. He starts really high, but he just wrist curls and then pulls down and cinches it. And that's what he does every single time. So,
And if that does go to happen to you, you'll have me in your corner to help you.
and if it does happen to me, hopefully I identify it immediately, because I think I can bang. I think I can bang in that same spot as him
I'll
anyway.
tell you one way. There's a few ways to beat it, but I think the way that you'll beat it is match his height. If he's
Oh
sitting
yeah.
like this,
Oh yeah.
sit like that.
Well, that's just it. Yeah.
So no, he's gonna have to fight. He's gonna have to fight to then get his position. And I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
it's impossible to go like this if the guy you're facing is in the same position as you. You
You
do
can't.
this.
Yeah.
You supinate when you try,
Yeah. And guess what?
and then you would just go bop.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have you being the favorite. It's close though. It's close. It's a close, and mainly because of the way he pulls is
I think his
unorthodox.
style.
It's
It's
an
just
un-
not.
it's unorthodox, which is hard to find. It's hard to find the lane if you don't have time. If
Yeah.
he's too quick, if he's just so quick that he pulls you cinches every time, I could see that would
If
be
he
your
can,
biggest threat
if he can
is
do
speed.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Um,
I think if you can stop it and you can get, you'll be able to bring it back.
I'm not very hookable though. Like maybe I am, but I've had my best success against hookers.
And you got to think though, he might not have to hook you. There's something you can do where watch this.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
take
that's
anything
true.
of yours.
Yeah, I've seen him do that too. But
If you, as soon as you go to apply back pressure, if he
yeah,
does this,
yeah,
you're going to go down and he's going to go up above you.
yeah.
So remember, if you're going back pressure, don't lead back pressure through the
No,
elbow
he's
down.
gonna keep no, it's gonna
Yeah,
keep
if
coming
you're going to go
back.
back pressure, come right back like this. The only time you should come down like this is once you have cup. If you have
Yeah.
cup, you can come down like this because then you're
Yeah,
just pulling them out like this.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
actually good to do that. It's good to come down like that because then when you bring your elbow back forward,
Well,
now you
everything I
have
train now,
everything handed,
is over now. Like
Yeah,
even
it's
when I
good.
pin
Not hanging
anybody,
on, coming over the top. That's good.
yeah, even when I hook, that's what Dale said. He said my hook's not like a normal hook. I go crash sideways, but I'll pronate to finish the hook.
Yeah.
Where most
My
people
hook
don't.
is
I'll
I need to train
pronate
my
and cut.
more.
Yeah.
Mine sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What's the next match? There's one
this
more.
next match here is I think this is from what I've seen. Is was there a ladies match?
No, I don't think so.
Or am I losing my mind? Okay, so the last match that was announced, so I think there's 5 matches, is Aaron Goki. He's newer. He's part of the Billings crew. And Andrew Wiedebush. He's been on Garage Wars.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Little
He
guy,
had a match with
176er.
Playboy Roy.
Yeah, 176er. Yeah.
Kevin Roy, yeah. I'm able to talk about it now. I actually have a match coming up with Andrew, so watch for that.
Oh,
It'll be
nice.
announced eventually.
Nice.
Just sprinkling a little knowledge for people.
Sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be fun to watch him pull, and I'll be able to after pull him, see how he goes. That one, I'm gonna give it to Andrew. I heard from what I've seen from Aaron, he's very good. He's just very new, so it looks like he might make some mistakes, but I'll give Andrew the advantage there. They Andrew seems to be very top roll. He likes top roll by looks of things. He tries like maybe not top roll, just a lot of wrist flexion from what I've seen from Garage Wars and stuff. A lot of wrist flexion. So we'll see what Aaron can do. Like I said, Aaron's pretty new, but he's got a good crew behind him, a good strong crew, very powerful guys. They got some technical guys there too, but it's mostly just guys that are really strong.
Yeah.
Like they got Hunter, they got freaking the Destroyer Chuck. They got a few
Nicholas.
like good technical, solid guys, but even those guys I think are stronger than they are technical. You know,
Yeah. No,
like for how technical Hunter is, holy fuck, the guy's so strong though.
yeah. No,
Like technical, yeah, but holy fuck, he's got power in his arms.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, this would be a good match. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'll go Andrew. I don't know the other guy.
He is newer
Yeah.
with the billing screw there.
Okay. Well, I'm surprised they made that I should have been the main event.
Maybe I'm the main event.
Maybe that's not the order they're in. But yeah.
Maybe not, because
Yeah.
I don't know what the main event's going to be. To be fair, though, I'm making it. I'm saying it's official. If Jaron beats me, he'll be number one. I'm just getting 154 on the left hand.
That's true.
He'll take my number one spot. So
He beats you.
yeah.
Yeah.
In some magical different dimension.
Yes.
Dude, you know Doctor Strange when he's doing the freaking thing, dude?
Yeah.
He looks over at Jaron and he goes like this. It's not a 1, it's a 0. I looked at 14 million and none of them panned out, man.
He looks at you and he gives you the infinity sign. He's like
every
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling confident, I'm feeling good. My left hand's becoming quite the monster. I think people are going to be not surprised because I think people have seen that it's getting good, but it's getting really good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like my abilities will be shown. So will yours.
Yeah. I think they will be, and I think my nerves will be in check too. I don't know. It seems like I have all my senses pretty good when I'm in Montana. So I like
the air down there. It's nice.
Yeah, there's something like I'm more zoned in for sure. But yeah, I'm probably getting near done tea time.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you know what? Thanks for coming on with me tonight.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and
hell right.
Yeah, and tomorrow, I'll get a hold of you and anybody that's left in the chat. We'll do some kind of live coverage or something of the Armbender event tomorrow. So should be cool.
Yeah, and me and Timothy Geib are gonna have a rematch one day.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, because you pulled him the same day you pulled
yeah, Nick. I pulled Nick and Tim same day back to back. Tim pulled back to back Jaron than me, so Tim had a hard day. Also his first 2 super matches in a row, right?
Yeah, for sure. So
but I mean I like my match with Tim. I felt good, and I like that third round because I let him feel a little bit, and he was strong. He felt good. Good.
You know what? We'll see it. It'd be nice. I like when 2 people arm wrestle later on. See if
dude, who knows? Maybe he'll freaking destroy me. My right hasn't been the same. I think I peaked last year around like May or June on my right, and it hasn't been near that since. So I got to get it back.
I think the confidence you got to get back, and there's a few areas maybe, but I think you still felt pretty strong even the last practice I pulled you. So that was like a month ago. So
we'll see. I guess I have to give it a test to see how it is.
Yeah, when you get an injury though, and it plays on your mind a bit. That's mainly what it is, right? So because we don't want to make it worse, right? So you worry about it. You're like, no, you know what I mean? But yeah, you'll see. Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna do amazing, brother. And have a good night, and I'll message you tomorrow.
Yeah, see everyone tomorrow for the event. It's gonna be sick. We're gonna be commentating it. If you don't have the pay-per-view, go pick it up.
Yeah.
It's
Red Light Production or Red Lightning or something, isn't it?
Let me check. We'll plug it before we go here.
Yeah.
Armbender is back. It's not telling me. It says it's on YouTube. Oh, maybe it's on the Manitoba. It might be on the Manitoba Armbender YouTube page. That might be it. I didn't know they do. I thought let me check.
I think they are actually just live streaming it on YouTube. I thought they were going to do a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm checking here. It's possible to find it. It's really hard to find the Manitoba Armbender.
Oh, I know.
There we go. For some reason, I'm an idiot, man. I keep typing Manitoba Armbender. It's Montana. What the hell am I thinking? Jeez, me. It's really hard to find the Manitoba Armbender.
I was going to correct you too there. I thought maybe that they have a Manitoba branch or something. I don't
know. So what I'm seeing is, they're streaming it live.
Yeah, stream it live on
So
YouTube.
it'll be on the Montana Armbender YouTube page. They have 1.8 K subscribers. It's scheduled for February 8th, tomorrow. What time? Live in 17 hours. So 2 p.m. Mountain Time, they're starting.
Yeah, well, okay.
2 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well,
get your eyeballs there. We'll be doing a commentary of it. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
okay, man. We'll see everybody tomorrow.
It's gonna be a real good time.
Yeah, man. And have a good night.